Hi, everybody. This is Miguel Vasquez from Home Central Financial, and I'm a reverse mortgage specialist. And the topic that we're going to be covering today is reverse mortgage counseling. A little bit about myself. I've probably been doing reverse mortgages for about 15 years. So you can rely on some solid information from me. Anyhow, the reverse mortgage counseling, the cost is probably $125 to $150. There are some counseling agencies who will provide the counseling for no cost, for free. And I have that information if anybody's interested in getting the counseling agency's phone number that does it for free. Please feel free to reach out to me and I'll get that information out to you. A couple things about the reverse mortgage counseling. The session lasts about 45 minutes to an hour, depending if you have any questions or not. It's offered in English and Spanish and other languages. It's just a matter of finding the correct agency that offers the reverse mortgage counseling in whatever language you prefer. The reverse mortgage counseling is a requirement to get an FHA reverse mortgage, and it's also a requirement to get a jumbo reverse mortgage. So for both programs, you need the counseling certificate, you need to complete the counseling. Now the counseling session or requirement is important because the reverse mortgage loan officers like myself, we don't know the counselors, we don't know who they are, we've never met them. And so you get impartial information. Their job is just to give you information. And so what they say pretty much needs to match what I say or what any other reverse mortgage loan officer says. As long as both what the counselor says and what we say match, then you should be good. You can ask them questions, the reverse mortgage counselors, you can ask them questions, they'll go ahead and answer all your questions. More than anything, it's informational and it's there for you, your spouse, or any family members that want to go ahead and listen into the reverse mortgage counseling. It can be done two ways. You can either set up the appointment and go to the reverse mortgage counseling's office. That's one option. Or you can also choose to do it via the phone and just listen over the phone and have a conversation with the reverse mortgage counselors over the phone. And so it's a great way to get more clarity, more information, more of your questions answered from about the reverse mortgage from the counselors. And it's also a way that helps the borrower, the client, to get clarity so that they don't get taken advantage of and so that they don't lose their home. Okay. One thing about the reverse mortgage counseling, it's not a test. So don't worry about getting anything wrong or studying. It's not a test. You're not going to fail. You can't fail it. It's just informational. So you're going to call in. It's very important that the first time you call, you get the phone number to call them, because you're most likely not going to do the session right there and then when you call. You're going to do it maybe a couple of days later or a week after, okay? So call immediately so you can set up the appointment. And we're going to go over 10 things about the reverse mortgage counseling that hopefully clarifies some things about it, okay? Number one, the reverse mortgage counseling is going to make very clear to you that even though you're participating in the reverse mortgage program, the house still is your house, no matter what. Okay, just because you're in the reverse mortgage program or mortgage or loan doesn't mean the house belongs to the reverse mortgage. It doesn't. The house is still yours. It's still your house. The equity inside your house is still yours. So you are the owner. not the reverse mortgage program. So that means if in a year you want to sell it, a year after being in the program, or 6 months after being in the program, or 5 years after the program, if you choose to sell your house, you can go ahead and sell it, put it up for sell it, get the proceeds, and just pay off the reverse mortgage balance, and then you keep the proceeds of your house. So that's number one, okay? It's just like any other type of loan, like an FHA or a conventional loan. Those loans, when they give you money or let you borrow money to buy your house or refinance your house, they don't own your home, okay? You still own your home. So same thing here with the reverse mortgage. When you participate in the program, you still are the owner. Number two, the reverse mortgage counseling is going to tell you that you are no longer obligated to make payments on the mortgage. Now, just because you don't have to make payments doesn't mean that you can't make payments if you wanted to. You're just not obligated to. Okay, so that's a big component of the reverse mortgage that the reverse mortgage counseling will let you know. The one thing that you will be responsible, and the reverse mortgage counseling will let you know, that you'll still be responsible for paying your property taxes and your homeowner insurance, your fire insurance, and any HOA fees that are applicable. If you have a condo, you still have to pay those three things, okay? Your fire insurance, you have to pay your taxes, and you have to pay your HOA if it's applicable. Now, another thing that the counseling is going to go over, they're going to explain how you have access to any of the proceeds or any of the cash out or any of the money that you're going to get from the reverse mortgage if that's applicable. Okay, sometimes there might not be any money available because there isn't enough equity, but you'll still be able to participate in the reverse mortgage program and not have to make any payments. But many times, if you have enough equity, you'll not only be able to participate in the reverse mortgage program, but you will also be able to get money out, cash out from your house. And you can get that money in one of three ways. You can get it either on the line of credit, where they'll go ahead and put some money in your bank, say 10, 15, 50, $100,000, and you can just use it whenever you want to. A second way to access money is at the time that the reverse mortgage closes. When we wrap up your reverse mortgage, you can request a lump sum at closing. You can request it all at once, or you can request partial. Again, it can be 10, 5, 10, 50,000, 100,000, depending on your age and how much equity you have in your home and the value of your home. The third way you can get the money or access the money from the reverse mortgage that the reverse mortgage counseling will explain is monthly payments. So every month you can tell the reverse mortgage, hey, don't give me all the money up front, or don't give me the money at closing. Just give me a portion every month. Give me $250 every month. Give me $1,000 every month. And again, that amount depends on your age and the equity and the amount of money that you'll be getting. And your loan officer or reverse mortgage loan officers like myself can explain that amount to you. Now, one thing, once you wrap up the reverse mortgage, if you're entitled to some money, you'll probably get that money at closing, and then maybe a little bit more 12 months later. So a year later, they might give you a little bit more. But after that, most likely you're not going to be able to tap into any more money that's inside your house. You won't be able to tap into the equity anymore, unless, of course, the property values go up significantly. Then you can revisit and say, hey, you know what, my property's gone up in value. There's more equity in there, and I want to tap into that and use it. But again, only if the value of your property increases. Now, just because you can't take money out after you've taken the initial money out of your reverse mortgage doesn't mean that you don't have equity in your house. You do. Typically, the reverse mortgage requires that the homeowner have at least 50% of equity inside their home. So that'll still be in there, even though you might not be able to access it. Okay, so two important points. Once a reverse mortgage closes and you get all your money, they won't give you any more unless values go up significantly. But that does not mean that the equity in your house is lost. That's still your house. Okay. Another thing, just because you taken out money and can't access it anymore doesn't mean that you can't sell your house. You could still sell your house. Again, this is your home. If 5 years, 10 years, 15 years after completing the reverse mortgage, you choose to sell the property, you can go ahead and do that, pay off the reverse mortgage balance, and then you keep the rest of the equity, the rest of the proceeds. One other thing that the reverse mortgage counseling will also tell you, the reverse mortgage program does not want your house. They don't want you to lose your house. But the reverse mortgage program is also not a free loan. Okay, let me repeat that. The reverse mortgage program is not a free loan either. It's a way to access money for somebody who's over 62 years of age or is 61 and is going to be 62 by the time we close the loan. It's a way to get money after you retired, you're no longer working, and you need to access some equity because you got some bills, you want to do some repairs, you want to give your grandkids some money, whatever. The reverse mortgage is designed for homeowners to do that, to tap into their equity of their home. Now, once so again, it's not a free loan. One day the balance will need to be paid. And when does it need to be paid? Usually when the last borrower passes away. When the last borrower of the reverse mortgage passes away, they leave their house to a friend, a relative, an heir, whoever they leave it to. That person will typically either sell the house, pay off the reverse mortgage balance, and then they can keep the proceeds. Or they can also refinance it into a regular loan and then just keep making payments on the new non-reverse mortgage loan. Now, whenever the last borrower does pass away, whoever they leave the house to has 6 months to make arrangements to either sell the house or refinance out of the house. Now, if in those 6 months they're unable to sell the property, then they can request that the reverse mortgage give them an additional 6 more months. So for a total of 12 months period, they can go ahead and hopefully resolve everything, either sell the house and pay off the reverse mortgage balance, keep the rest, or refinance into a regular loan, and then they can either rent it out or live inside the home. The reverse mortgage counseling also will explain that if at one point you owe more on your reverse mortgage balance than what your house is worth, you don't have to worry about it. Then you don't have to pay the money back right there and then. No, as long as you're living, it doesn't matter if the balance on the reverse mortgage goes up. As long as you're living in the house, the original person who got the reverse mortgage or their spouse, then they have nothing to be concerned about. They can continue living in the house as long as they continue paying their taxes and fire insurance. If at one point after the last borrower passes away and they leave the house to somebody, to a relative or friend, and the house value is less than the balance, the difference doesn't have to be paid by the friend or whoever the home was left to. Any loss that's incurred by the lender is covered by the FHA insurance. So sorry about that. So FHA will cover any shortages that come about. So you don't have to worry about that. The other thing, let me see. Okay, this is also a point. Now, of course, when you're in the reverse mortgage, you're not making any payments, and so the balance on that reverse mortgage is increasing. What that means is that whoever you're planning on leaving that house to, they won't be getting as much equity once you pass away because of the reverse mortgage balance. They'll be getting less. Okay. So another thing, again, you can make payments on the house on the reverse mortgage program if you want to. You can make payments so that the balance doesn't increase as much as you don't want it to, and there is no penalty if you wish to make payments. Lastly, the house doesn't have to be sold. This is the other thing that the reverse mortgage counseling will tell you. Once you pass away and you leave the house to your friend or relative or an heir, then they don't have to necessarily sell the house. They can refinance the house into a regular type of loan, and then they can just be making payments on that loan. Okay, what else? I think that's about it. So those are kind of like most of the topics or themes that they're going to talk about in the reverse mortgage counseling. Just most of it is just information. Now, if you want to get the phone number for the free counseling, you can go ahead and call me 562-881-9811. You can also send me a text. You can also subscribe, go to my website, reversemortgageplus.net, reversemortgageplus.net. You can also look me up on Google, Miguel Vasquez Reverse Mortgages, and I'll go ahead and come up there. You can go ahead and just send me an email, and I can go ahead and send you that information. Also, if you have any other questions, feel free to call me. I love talking about this, just sharing information, no commitment, no obligation. I work on weekends, holidays, evenings, nights, whatever works for the client. Also, for my reverse mortgage clients, if need be, if you want me to go and explain this to family members or relatives, I can visit, we can make an appointment. I can visit your house, and then I can explain it there to everybody. So let me see if I'm missing anything. I think that's about it. So anyhow, thank you very much for listening to this video, for seeing this video. I appreciate it. Have a good day. And yeah, if you have any questions, just call me. Thank you.